So you think you might be pregnant? It's a bit of a guessing game until you know for sure. I'm Claire and I'm a midwife, and today I'm going to be talking through some of the early signs of pregnancy, from the ones that you may know already to the ones perhaps you didn't already know. Obviously, if you think you're pregnant, it's really important to either go to your GP or your midwife at your GP surgery. It's clearly better to know as soon as possible. Fair warning, this is going to get a little bit graphic with a lot of bodily functions. So let's start with the most obvious ones. Missing a period. Women who have a regular menstrual cycle will miss a period around about 4 weeks after their last one, and that means that they'll be about 4 weeks pregnant. Another really obvious one is nausea. It's a bit of a misnomer to call it morning sickness because it's more like all-day sickness. So professionals tend to call it pregnancy sickness. The Hollywood love to use this one where the woman gets out of bed in the morning and rushes straight to the loo. If only it was that simple. Really, what's happening is the hormone HCG is growing in your system, and this causes you to feel sick. This starts around about 6 weeks of pregnancy and usually dies down around about the 13th week, but for some unlucky people, it goes all the way through. So one of the ones that you might not have heard of is implantation. That is when you get a short, sharp pain in your lower abdomen. Basically, the pain that you're feeling is the fertilised egg implanting in the wall of your womb. It feels a bit like a pinching sensation, but not everybody gets that symptom. The next one is connected to the last one. Implantation bleeding happens for some women. So this bleeding isn't heavy, fresh red bleeding, but some women have like a brown loss or a pinky loss when they wipe after the toilet. This is the egg implanting in the wall of the uterus. The bit of the wall of the uterus that is implanted into then comes away and is what you have as the bleeding. Usually it is really, really light bleeding, but some women do mistake this for the start of a period. So the next one is one of the most common symptoms of them all, extreme tiredness. This starts around about when you've missed your period and goes all the way up to 13 weeks. This isn't a tiredness like I want to go to bed half an hour earlier tiredness. This is all consuming, absolutely crashing on the sofa in the end of the day tiredness. This is due to your hormones. When you're pregnant, everything is all over the place and it means that you just feel all out of whack. The next symptom is sore boobs. This is one of the most common symptoms as well. They may feel really heavy, they might feel really sore, very tender. Some people describe it as a tingling sensation, yet others say that it's like a pinching sensation behind the nipples. Your body and your boobs are getting ready to feed that baby when the baby arrives. Another symptom is having backache. It's another really common symptom that's mistaken for the start of your period as well, because some people do get backache as period pain. It's the hormone relaxing, going through your system and making every muscle relax just a little bit, which is enough to make your back hurt like hell. Here's another one that's a little bit on the graphic side, cervical mucus. Yeah, we need to talk about it. Basically, when you're pregnant, at the start, you get lots of thin, sticky cervical mucus. However, as it goes forward, the progesterone in your body builds up and makes it much thicker and stickier. Delightful. Cervical mucus can start at any point. Obviously, your hormones are always producing discharge. However, you might notice this symptom quite soon after your missed period. The discharge is going to continue all the way through your pregnancy, but it's just going to change in the way that it looks as time goes on. The next one is a heightened sense of smell. It basically means that you've got the snout of a dog. You can smell something at 50 paces. Usually the biggest culprits are coffee and tobacco. A lot of women describe having a funny taste in their mouth in early pregnancy, like a metallic-y sort of taste, and this is called dysgeusia. However, this is usually down to your progesterone again, coming back to give you a kick in the bum. A lot of women describe their skin being different whilst they're pregnant. So in the earliest stages, you might notice that your skin goes really bad and you're full of pimples, or you might find that it actually gets a lot better. People tend to go one way or the other. However, it is down to the hormones once again, and it usually passes around about the 13th week mark. Dizziness is also really common in early pregnancy. Once again, the progesterone is coming in and giving you a kick. Basically, it dilates your blood vessels, which mean that your blood pressure drops. It makes you feel lightheaded and dizzy. Some women describe having hot flushes in pregnancy. This one is normally linked to the menopause. However, some women get them in the early stages around about 4 to 6 weeks. It's not very common, but if you do get it, don't panic. And the final one is one that happens very occasionally. Some women get an insatiable thirst. That's normal and it's nothing to worry about. However, if you are suffering from it, make sure you've got a bottle of water to hand because you're going to need it. So if you've probably guessed, a lot of these symptoms are like the start of your period. So if you are unsure, buy a pregnancy test or go and see your GP. Mumsnet has its own pregnancy calendar as well, so you can log on and cross-reference your symptoms according to when your last period was. If you are pregnant, come back and check in with Mumsnet. There is loads and loads of content for every part of your pregnancy, including a fantastic support network. If you like this video, feel free to subscribe and give us a thumbs up, and any questions, pop them in the comments below.